Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Josie and I am so happy that you are here for another TBR video. I can't believe that it is already the end of September and I'm already making another TBR video. If you are new here, I pick my TBR for the month based from prompts from my TBR jar. But before we get into that, I want to get into my last TBR and how well or not well I did for reading those. And I just have to say, I read one book in September, I believe. Yeah, I think one. I'm in the middle of two, if that's helpful. It has been a poor reading month, which means I did not get to any of my TBR from last month. I did read Lattes and Lattes. I just finished that. I think I rated it a 3 just because I never really felt the urge or desire to pick up the book. I feel like every time I read the book, I had to be very intentional about it. Not force myself to read it, but I didn't gravitate towards it. It was a 3. A 3 is not a bad rating. It means it was a good book. And I highly recommend for anyone looking for a cozy book that doesn't require much thinking. There really isn't a plot. I mean, there is a plot, but it's mostly for the vibes and the characters. I love the description of the making the coffee shop, the Legends and Lattes, and like the new additions to the menus and stuff, and the side characters were really cute. So it was a good book, but I think September in general just wasn't a good month to read, like, period, you know? I am in the middle of Pretty Girls, which was also on my TBR, but I literally just started it today. We have a couple days left of the month and I don't know if I'll finish it before October gets here. And then I also picked up Berry Pickers, but I picked that up a few weeks ago before I had 2 weddings this month that I was in. A couple of my friends got married and I picked up Berry Pickers before the first wedding and I just haven't really gotten back to picking it up, but it is good and it is emotional and I just need to be mentally prepared to read it when I do. The other books that I didn't get to, just a rapid fire, Braden Sweetgrass. I know I said I was going to do a curriculum, like a life curriculum kind of thing and start that for my last video. Did not get to that. I have Enchanted Greenhouse, which I am really hoping to get to in October. Then I have Natural Beauty by Ling Ling Huang, which is a horror book about just like beauty and beauty standards. First Time Caller by P.K. Borison, and then lastly, Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. Those are all the books on my September TBR that I just did not get around to. Let me put these away and then we'll start picking from the prompt jar. I had to move some things around because this did not fit on top of there, but that does not matter. Now for the best part, which is picking the prompts. I keep making it smaller and smaller. I used to do 7 when I was like an avid reader, and I feel like the last few months I've done 5, thinking I'm gonna be able to get back into reading more each month, and it just does not happen. This time, I don't know, I love picking prompts in books. 5 is gonna be a stretch. I don't think I'm gonna get to 5 in October, but I still want to pick 5. The first prompt is a book with a great first sentence. I think I'm gonna pick 3 books and then from there, whichever has the best first sentence is what I'm gonna pick, obviously. But because all of these books are on my TBR, I'm not gonna read through every single one. So let me pick 3, read through them, and then see which one I like best. I wanna stick to a theme with these 3. Maybe I'll pick like a cozy fantasy. Of course, I'm gonna pick Enchanted Greenhouse by Beth Durst. I knew that was gonna happen. Maybe we'll do Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I don't know, for me that kind of gives like spring. I don't know why. I think it's the cover. It makes it seem like I want to read that more in spring. We'll see. We'll just give that one a shot. And then the last one, I'm deciding between Honey Witch and A Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping, but just because The Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping by Sangu Mandana just came out and I had the Honey Witch on my shelf for a little bit longer, I'm gonna pick that one, the Honey Witch, instead, just to see if I can read that and check it off my physical TBR. So for the Enchanted Greenhouse, the first sentence, the plant was innocent. Okay, that one's kind of fun. For the Honey Witch, the first sentence is, it is the spring of 1831 and Althea Murr celebrates her 100th birthday alone. That's kind of sad. I don't know if I like that. Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. Hot take, I do not like deckled edges. I don't know if you can see that. Where it's like random page sizes, you know? When you flip through, it only goes to the longest and it's hard to get to the pages that are in between them. First sentence, Shadow is not at all happy with me. I think I can rule this one out. It's kind of boring. Because the Honey Witch kind of seems sad, I'm also, What was the prompt? A book with a great first sentence. This one is attention getting, but it's not like great. Whereas the Enchanted Greenhouse, it just says the plant was innocent. I think that's kind of funny. Yes, this is attention grabbing with the like she celebrates her birthday alone, but there really isn't anything to it. Saying the plant is innocent, it is also simple. I think this is the winner. So we're gonna go with the Enchanted Greenhouse. And I'm gonna try to stay to fall reads as best as I can because we're in the Burr months and October especially. I have the time to read. I want to get in that cozy fall spirit, really dive into all things fall. We'll see what I can grab from these prompts. Second prompt, I have 3 here. A book with a black cover. There's quite a few fantasy that could be it. I could read the 9th house, which is just probably the most fitting. I also have Babel. Could be a good pull, but I kind of want to leave that for winter months. I don't know, I'm pretty sure you can only see from here up, but I do have 3 more shelves of books that I have not read, so I will be looking down there, but you just won't see. 9th house really, this one might be the one. I need a shelf that I can set things on. Okay. For thrillers, I have The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark. And this one's mostly black, but it does have like half red, but Home is Where the Bodies Are by, I think it's Josie Rose. She wrote The Perfect Marriage, and I was not a fan of it. I gave it like 2 stars. The premise of this sounds really exciting, but I got this before I read Perfect Marriage. Then I read Perfect Marriage, and now I'm like, I really don't want to pick this up. So we're not gonna pick this one. I could do Diary of Blood, but this is my summer TBR. Again, didn't get to it. I need to reorganize my shelf. I'm planning on making like a cozy fall video this weekend or this next weekend. And that might be on the agenda. For a book with a black cover, I'm gonna go with 9th House by Leigh Bardugo. I'm a little late to this train, the hype train for this. I think it was a couple years ago. I was living in Oregon when it was added to my TBR list, I believe, which is kind of crazy. This is my 2nd book. This one feels good. A standalone fantasy. Honestly, the first book that comes to mind for this prompt is Alchemized, but I do not have it. And I went to Barnes on Tuesday, the release day for Alchemized. I picked up the book and it felt like it was 30 pounds. It was insanely heavy. I have so many books on my shelf already. I don't need to buy it. I don't need to read it right away. It's always like a little bit of FOMO when everyone is talking about a book. You haven't read it, you really don't know. Like, I know what it's about, but you can't like participate in the conversation. I want to read my own copy of it. I do think I'm gonna love it. It's a dark fantasy, but I don't want to break my wrists holding this book because it's so heavy. I want to wait for the paperback. Obviously not gonna pick that one. I don't have, not gonna pick that one. Let's see. I could pick another cozy fantasy. That doesn't seem super fun because I already have the Enchanted greenhouse. I don't know why I said super fun. I don't want like one of the same, or all of them be the same kind of book. Yeah, I might have to pick one of those because Ren in the Holly Library, I believe, is the start to a series. Obviously, we have Legendborn. I really want to read Legendborn, but it's not standalone. It's the beginning of a series. None of these are really fantasy. I could read the Sword of Karin, that or The Unmaking of June Pharaoh. Okay, so we do have options on my 25 of 2025. I feel like standalone fantasy is hard. Most fantasy is in a series, or at least fantasy that I gravitate towards are in a series. Is this the month that I read the Sword of Karin? The other option is Emma Wong has another book called Blood Over Brighthaven, and I've been wanting to read that one. And I might leave the Sword of Karin for the winter months and read her other book first. I don't have it. I was already planning on buying Blood Over Brighthaven this month. I'm going to pick that one, Blood Over Brighthaven by Emma Wong, for the standalone fantasy prompt. I just don't have it with me. I will probably go and get it tonight. So that is going to be the third book. All right, fourth prompt. A book by an author with a J or C in their name. J or C because of my name. Oh. Tracy Dion. C for Tracy. I could start reading Legendborn this month. That's actually really exciting. I could look at thrillers. Honestly, most of my thrillers could work. The Ghostwriter by Julie Clark, His and Hers by Alice Feeney. I have Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby. Those all could work. Bright Young Woman by Jessica Knoll. That could work. I have a lot more options than I thought. I really want to try to start Legendborn, but do I put a thriller on my TBR? I think because I do have Ninth House and Blood Over Brighthaven, I am gonna hold off on Legendborn for this month. I am gonna pick something from this section. Bright Young Woman is at the very bottom, and so is Our Wives Under the Sea. This part of October, I'm gonna do a spooky reads, like a week of spooky reads. So it's okay if I leave thrillers off of this list as well, because I will be picking up thrillers this month. All right, so this fits the prompt for an author with a J or C in the name. So that's book number 4. Last prompt. A book with a person or people on the cover. My Brilliant Friend for sure has 5 people on the cover. That could be a good pickup. Let me think about genre, because I have cozy fantasy, I have dark academia, I have horror, I have fantasy. I won't pick up a romance. I want to keep it fall, I think. But then I could also do Out on a Limb to see if I like Hannah Bonham Young's writing, because I want to get into her other romance books as well if I like it, you know, and I'm like 95% sure I will love this book. This might be a good breakup from all the fall reads. I know I said I wanted to mostly pick fall. I'm either gonna pick Out on a Limb or Savor It. I said I wasn't gonna pick romance. I'm not gonna pick romance. This time last year, I had Dowry of Blood on my TBR, and I never got around to it. I'm like, this is the year that I'm gonna read it. And it's October, there's Halloween, and I don't have a vampire book on my TBR. We're gonna go with A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. There's very clearly a person on the cover. That was a good one. That was 5 prompts. These are the 4 books on my physical TBR. I am gonna go get Blood Over Brighthaven to add to for my 5th one. Also, the book club pick for this month is A Silent Patient, and I'm hosting, which I'm really excited. I have read Silent Patient before. I don't own a physical copy, so I'm also going to pick that up. That is obviously going to be on my TBR for this month. I'm going to do a reread. I'm really excited. When I read it first, I didn't have anyone to talk to about it. I think it's going to be such a good book club pick. Talk about the plots and twists and the plot twists in it and everything, so that'll be a good pick. I do have a couple book videos coming up, so I have like the fall reads, and then this month I also want to get to some of the books on this shelf, the 25 of 2025, so I'll be reading some of those as well. Fingers crossed, it's gonna be a good reading month. Yeah, one last time, I'm just gonna go through what I picked. The Enchanted Greenhouse by Sarah Beth Durst. Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson. Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield. And then Blood Over Brighthaven by Emma Wong. Hopefully this video wasn't too long for you. I am still trying to figure out the format that I want to do my TBR videos, if I want to go in depth with the books that I pick, or just give you the list, go through it quickly, and then you can kind of dive into what each of these books are about. I'm not sure quite yet. Hopefully, regardless, these are at least a little bit entertaining, and you can kind of get some recommendation or ideas for your fall reads. If you have any October TBR picks that you are like, this book I'm absolutely reading this month, please leave it down in the comments. Let me know. Give me some ideas, because I feel like October and November can kind of intermix just a little bit, so I might find a recommendation from you guys for my November TBR, which would be kind of cool. But yeah, thank you so much for sticking along with this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye!